ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে। রাইট।
আমরা ওখান থেকে অফ অনটা করে নেব। এমনি এখন অফ আছে,
হ্যাঁ,
যখন বলতে আসবেন তখনই অন হবে।
এখন বলবো একটু
অন আছে।
We are just waiting for some more people to come in. They are all walking, some of them are walking. We'll start in 2 minutes now. Quickly settle down, we'll start just now. Good afternoon, welcome, Shubh Swagatam. I am Shubhra from the IIM Calcutta Executive Education team, and on behalf of IIM Calcutta, I welcome you all to the first Executive Education Alumni Connect Meet, ACE 2024. It is indeed a delight to have so many of our esteemed alumni with us today. We are grateful to our faculty members, to our officers and staff, and of course to our partners who have taken time out from their busy schedule today to be with us here and celebrate with us. In the past, we have conducted some, program-wise Alumni Connect events, but this is our first attempt to bring alumni, executive education alumni from across programs, for the meet today. So we are overwhelmed with the response that we have received, and we are sure you'll enjoy greatly networking with each other. Our chief guest of the day, Dr. Alla Krishna Gokhale, has been gracious enough to join us this afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Gokhale. May I request you to please come up on stage and take your seat on the dais. May I also request our Dean, Faculty and Research and our Director in charge of the day, Professor Piyush Mehta, to please come up on the stage. Our Dean Academics, Professor Bhaskar Chakravarti, I request you also to come and join the dais here. And Professor R. Rajesh Babu, our Dean Executive Education, please come up and join. A huge round of applause for everyone, please. This section of the event is also getting live streamed. The link is available on the website and also on the portal, alumni portal. This is, we are missing others who are not here physically present so that everyone can, join us from wherever they are. The live streaming has been facilitated. I request you all to please switch off your phone or put it in the silent mode for the rest of the event. May I now request our Dean Executive Education, Professor Babu, to please deliver the welcome address. Professor Babu.
A very good afternoon to all of you, and a very warm welcome to this August gathering. Professor Piyush Mehta, Acting Director in Charge and the Dean, Faculty and Research. Padma Shri Dr. Alla Gopalan Gokhale, our esteemed chief guest. Professor Bhaskar Chakravarti, Dean Academic Programs. Representatives of our long duration program partners, Times Pro, Transplant, Emeritus, Imarticus, VC Now, and E-Square Academia. Esteemed faculty members, officers, and staff. Our distinguished, most important guests here, our distinguished executive education alumni, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the director in charge and the entire IIM Calcutta community, it is an honor and a privilege to welcome you all to this August inaugural Executive Education Alumni Connect Event 2024. Allow me to start by thanking you for the overwhelming response that we have received for the Alumni Connect Event 2024. Your presence today reaffirms our lasting bond and the profound connection that we share, one that endures through time and experience. This event is a moment of celebration, reflection, and most importantly, connection. Not just across time, but also across diverse paths we have all taken. It is truly remarkable to note that around at least 340 registration that we have received. I think many of them are roaming around the campus. Right? Here today is a representation of our impressive executive education alumni community, which is 32,000 strong. This event is not just about celebrating achievements, it's also a significant opportunity to reconnect with friends, faculty, and the institution that played a significant role in our journey. Let us embrace this opportunity to strengthen our bonds and empower each other moving forward. What's especially exciting about today is that this event is not just about looking back, but about looking forward. The idea of such network and gathering is to bring together people from all industries and backgrounds to improve not only their career, but the organizations and the community they serve. These relationships among faculty and students, within peer groups, and with alumni forms a vibrant community which empowers us to grow, innovate, and make meaningful impact on the world around us. Allow me also to take a few moments to kind of reflect on the executive education at IIM Calcutta. So IIM Calcutta has been a leader in executive education space, particularly in the area of technology-driven programs, leveraging on the expertise of our esteemed faculty members and the experienced industry professionals. Over the years, our portfolio of executive education has expanded significantly to meet the diverse needs of working professionals. During the last calendar year alone, we had around 7,000 plus participants enrolled in various short-term, long-term, and custom programs. To mention a few of the programs which kind of started off our particularly long duration journey, I must mention the senior management program. And I also noticed that, so many of the registered participants here, majority cohort is from the senior management program. So the 24th batch is in the application we have invited. And the other two programs, again, executive program in business management, which is in the 30th batch, and the executive program in general management, which is in the 28th batch. IIM Calcutta has been conscious of the desire of the senior management personnels and aspiring CXOs for traditional face-to-face campus-based programs. And we have catered to them through our niche programs such as LEAD and SMP, business analytics, etc. Apart from our effort to establish our presence as part of our efforts to establish our presence outside India, we have started an executive program in business management international, a fully face-to-face program in Dubai, which is currently in its 11th batch. In addition, we also run multiple niche short-term programs based out of Dubai. IIM Calcutta has always strived to keep pace with the evolving dynamics of national and global economies and the changing needs of the industry. In 2024, we added 2 more new programs to our portfolio: the Executive Program in Corporate Sustainability and the Advanced Program in AI for Leaders. Further, 2 more programs I wish to specifically highlight is the Business Management Program for Defense Forces, designed for the officers of Indian Armed Forces seeking post-retirement resettlement, and a program called SURGE, which is Startup Readiness, Growth and Execution, an entrepreneurship program, in collaboration with IMC Innovation Park. IIM Calcutta has entered into several MOUs as knowledge partner for management training and consultancy. Beyond serving the industry-specific requirements, IIM Calcutta has made significant contribution to the capacity building initiatives of the Government of India as well as various state governments. Finally, for today and tomorrow, as you have noticed, we have tried to keep the program agenda balanced and engaging. We have tried as much as possible to bring in diversity among alumni panelists, drawn from diverse executive education programs in the panel sessions, which are led by our esteemed faculty members. We also have scheduled an informal interactive session with the faculty members of Executive Education Committee tomorrow around 11:30 for setting the Alumni Connect agenda for the future. I must also take this opportunity to thank all our executive education partners who have been supporting and sponsoring various aspects of this event. I also wish to recognize the outstanding effort of the executive education team, the Executive Education Committee, and the institute support that we have received. This dedication over the past few months have been invaluable in making this event a reality. Enjoy the event, and I look forward to connecting with all of you throughout this 2-day program. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Babu. We are indeed proud to have walked this far with a long duration executive education programs, and we are looking forward to participate in all the new initiatives that are coming up. May I now request our Dean Faculty and Research and Director in Charge, Professor Piyush Mehta, to deliver the inaugural address.
Hi, good afternoon. Dr. A.G.K. Gokhale, Chief Guest for the day, Professor Bhaskar Chakrabarti, Dean Academic Programs, Professor Rajesh Babu, Dean Executive Education, colleagues, faculty colleagues, and all officers and staff colleagues, all our LDP partners who are with us today, gracing the occasion, and of course, all the executive alumni participants who have come all the way, and also some of them may be joining us online, and all other honored guests. On behalf of the Institute and our director, Professor Saibal Chattopadhyay, who could not be here today with us, it's my great privilege and delight to welcome the alumni back to IIM Calcutta, a place that we believe is an integral part of your professional career now. Of course, today we celebrate your association with IIM Calcutta, revisit old memories, create new ones, and also create some kind of exchange ideas and leverage how we can go from here. As Professor Babu mentioned, it's a very compelling 2 days agenda, and hopefully you will really make the best use of these 2 days. My big congratulations also and compliments to the Executive Education Office to really organize this event. In December, usually we are we're used to the alumni events for all other academic programs, but this is a great delight that first time ever we are having the start of this winter with executive education. It was simmering for a long time, but finally it happened. So great compliment to the entire team to make this happen. Also, thank you very much to all the participants to come here and take your time out. See, this is, in your entire journey, you had several choices to make, but of course you chose IIM Calcutta to be your partner in this, to elevate and accelerate your career goals and aspirations and so on. So we really thank you, and of course your organizations who were involved in this decision, and choosing IIM Calcutta as a preferred institute in your journey and making impact on your careers. See, over the years, we have been very creative in certainly the management aspects of the education in the landscape in the country, and we have made really very seminal contributions towards that end. As the first IIM in the country, it's also incumbent on us to really be ahead in these initiatives. And that is why one of our really success stories, as some numbers were highlighted by Professor Babu, we are really proud of the fact that this, we very proudly claim this statistic of 30,000 plus alumni, because this is really one of our really success stories. And I think, just imagine, it's an incredibly huge leadership pipeline that we have provided to the industry through you. As all of you would recognize that executive education has changed. The delivery models have changed. There's a lot of innovations in the last few years, especially due to technology disruptions and the scalability of the entire delivery models. But if you look back, the history of this institute, when we look back and we realize that we have been ahead of our times, because many of these models that are now established, and some of our partners who are co-pilots in this journey would also validate that this is a huge, we were there pretty much ahead of the time, and that is why we have so much of endurance in this entire executive education landscape. And that earlier this week, if you were having a stroll here, you would find batch number 27 in some program and so on. So of course this is this kind of robustness of our executive education that we can now very proudly claim. So it's a classic, I think, validation of what we teach in our classrooms, discuss in our classrooms, business model innovation. Here is an example of how we have innovated and walked the talk in this space, executive education space. This, of course, is very contagious. IIM Calcutta is also a leader, and a lot of initiatives have been taken across other programs. You'll be happy to note that not just executive education, but we are first in many other activities as well. We are also the first IIM in the country to have full-time joint programs, full-time programs, along with the IITs and more recently with ISI. In other words, these kind of agility and responsiveness helps us to be ahead, also satisfy aspirations of all our stakeholders. But yes, to put it in perspective, one of our real moats have been the executive education. And thank you all for being a partner in that journey. Also, as we know, in the current global context, management education is at a crossroads and undergoing severe transformation. We are staring at complexities coming from either geopolitics, or most of you now are looking at the transformational impact of AI and, of course, climate change and energy security and so on. So I think these complexities were always there, but what is different this time, unprecedented, is the scale and the speed in a globally connected world. So what that also reflects in our classroom discussions, and hence these challenges have raised new questions, raised new debates, and how we confront those challenges, how we bring to our curriculum, which is very dynamic. So our classrooms are very dynamic. And I'm sure that going forward, you would be part of this dynamism and to bring all these issues together. Our partners, of course, as we mentioned, that they have been the real enablers in this journey and co-created this value along with us. So thank you, all of you, also to be really an integral part of this delivery. So I'll stop here. I think enjoy your stay on the campus. For those of you, this is the best time to be in Calcutta. For those who had your campus visits in summer, I think you can overcompensate now. This weather will allow you to do that. And to be on a lighter note, I think as we live in these complex times, stressful times actually, so we need the recipe for success is very simple. You need good education, so I think we got you covered there, hopefully. B, of course, is friends and colleagues network, which I think this room, with overwhelming presence of several of your colleagues, gives you a chance to connect across batches. And finally, as we grow, so we need good health also. So I thought we got that also covered today with Dr. Gokhale. So all roads eventually lead to the doctors, right, as we grow. So thank you very much, Dr. Gokhale, for taking time out, and really looking forward to your address. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Mehta. Your presence here is a huge encouragement for us. It is my honor today to introduce Dr. Alla Gopala Krishna Gokhale before I call upon him to deliver the keynote address. Dr. Alla Gopala Krishna Gokhale, who took his MBBS and MS from the Guntur Medical College and MCH from CMC Vellore, did fellowship in heart surgery and heart and lung transplantation for 4 years in Australia and the US. Dr. Gokhale had training on Da Vinci robotic-assisted cardiac surgery in South Korea. He did the Senior Management Program, SMP, from IIM Calcutta and Executive Healthcare Management from ISB Hyderabad. His stellar contributions in the field of cardiac surgery, including heart and lung transplantation and selfless service to the poorer sections of society, have earned him Padma Shri from the Government of India, Honorary Doctorate of Science from Vignan University, Andhra Pradesh, and Yugadi Puraskar from the Government of Andhra Pradesh, not to mention innumerable accolades and honors from professional organizations and NGOs. Dr. Gokhale is now working as consultant cardiothoracic transplant, robotic and minimal access surgeon at Apollo Hospitals, Jubilee Hills, Hyderabad. Dr. Gokhale has done more than 16,000 open heart surgeries and 57 thoracic transplants, including 50 heart transplants, including piggyback heart transplantation, heterotopic heart transplant, and 5 lung transplants, single and double, and 2 combined heart and lung transplantations. As founder secretary of Heart Failure Society India, which has now become known as the Indian Society for Heart and Lung Transplantation, he has organized many conferences on heart failure and heart and lung transplantations and trained medical personnel in heart failure management. He was also the founder president of the Indian Society for Heart and Lung Transplantations. Dr. Gokhale has immense experience in minimally invasive and robotic-assisted heart surgeries. He has conducted many workshops and has trained many surgeons in India and abroad. As the founder chairman of the Sharudaya Health Medical and Educational Trust, Dr. Gokhale is working on prevention of heart diseases and helping the poor undergo cardiac treatment. To repay his debt of gratitude to his alma mater, the Guntur Medical College, Dr. Gokhale started an open heart surgery program at the Guntur General Hospital under a PPP agreement with the government of Andhra Pradesh. Between March 2015 and March 2019, Dr. Gokhale and his team have done more than 560 open heart surgeries, including 4 heart transplants. The program has come as a boon to the poor in the new capital region of Amravati in Andhra Pradesh and has helped the faculty at the Guntur General Hospital to get trained in open heart surgeries and bypass surgeries. Now the Guntur General Hospital is doing open heart surgeries regularly. Through the Sharudaya Trust, Dr. Gokhale is also developing infrastructure in the ZPH school, Tamirisa, Krishna district, Andhra Pradesh, where he had done his schooling, like providing water, construction of classrooms and toilets, computers for students, higher education for eligible students, etc. During the COVID-19 times, Dr. Gokhale distributed face masks and gowns to medical personnel and BiPAP machines at Osmania General Hospital, Hyderabad, Gandhi General Hospital, Hyderabad, and Guntur Government Hospital, and to the police personnel at Hyderabad. Dr. Venkata Lakshmi Alla, Dr. Gokhale's wife, is a pediatrician and a neonatologist. They are blessed with 2 daughters who are not only doctors, but they are also national and international level tennis players. Dr. Gokhale believes in continuous learning and in becoming a better human being, comparing to oneself. He believes in contributing to the world to make the world better than when we came into this world. Over to you, Dr. Gokhale. We have lots to learn from you. Just a minute, Dr. Gokhale. We will first do the felicitation and then we'll call upon him. May I request our Dean Executive to welcome Dr. Gokhale with the presentation of a flower bouquet. I will now request our Dean Academic Programs to present a shawl to Dr. Gokhale as a mark of our respect. Our director in charge will now present the memento as a token of our appreciation. Professor Miyush Mehta, please. Over to you, Dr. Gokhale.
Respected Professor Rajesh Babu, Professor Bhaskar Chakravarti, Dr. Piyush Mehta, and the great faculty here, and the alumni who have been here as well as who have been following it online, and all the people who are here, a very good afternoon to all of you. Very good afternoon to all of you. That's better. Anyway, see, it has been a pleasant surprise for me to hear from Professor Rajesh Babu when he sent a mail. Suddenly one day I opened the mail, I found a mail from him asking me whether I can join here. I mean, it's a great surprise because as I was telling him, You know, when you feel honored is when you are called to your village or a town or a school or the college where you studied and people recognize you and to be part of that. I mean, that is the greatest recognition for all of us. And thank you very much for that. Well, it's good that you honored me before. I don't know at the end of it you feel like honoring or not. Thank you again for doing that at the beginning. Now, you see, I have been a part of this IIM Calcutta. I was part of SMP 5, 2009 to 10 batch. Some of you may be wondering, you know, he is a doctor who got trained in cardiac surgery. Doctors are supposed to be busy in the hospital taking care of the patients. I mean, what way he is interested in learning something from senior management program, that too with the general people, not with the, like it's a medical management program is something different where I learn with my colleagues. But why is that? I will tell you later at the end of the talk. But as we go along, see, I don't think there is much I can do. The IMC teaches you a lot of management principles, a lot of plans, how to make our life better and the life of people in the world better, all those. So I can never beat the faculty for sure. Isn't it? We are the students, so we can never beat them. So now at least I will share some of the things that happened in my life as I went along, and that shaped my life to the stage where I am. The first thing I really learned in my life was follow your passion. Many of us say that. For example, you see, I started from a village where there was no electricity till my 10th class. We used to walk for about 2 kilometers to go to the school. That is what happened to majority in my age period. You know, see, that is what happened. It's nothing different. So we went around and then we just went to the school, came back. We don't know what's happening in the world outside, no electricity, except for radio, there is no connection with the outside world. Those were the days, no television or anything. Then fortunately or unfortunately, I am the last in my family, I am the fourth in my family. My parents are from agricultural family, had 3 acres of land, and their job was only just to do agriculture and make us better. You know, that is the greatest goal. Even today, when I question myself whether I have done better than my parents, there is a question mark. Probably I have done as much as my parents, because every parent wants a child to be better than them. Stops there, buck stops there. So they did everything. My eldest brother became a doctor, and my second brother became an engineer from that village where no one ever went outside the high school period. And my sister became a teacher. And what choice do I have? Absolutely no choice. I have to study. I know there is no way I can bunk. Whenever I bunk, my mother used to send a letter to my brother. He used to come with my sister-in-law and then talk to the teachers. I was caught, actually. So I had to study, and I studied. There's nothing great on that. So when I got into the medicine, I always wanted to become either a doctor or a bureaucrat or a policeman. One of those 3 options I had those days. So I was thinking, you know, in the village, you don't know anything, listen to the radio and then dream. Then I got into the medicine, and then after finishing, got to the MBBS, somehow it got caught in my mind that I have to become a cardiothoracic surgeon. There is a surgeon who operates on the heart and lungs and vascular system. Not many people were there that day. Don't ask me why. One of the reasons maybe we used to have one very popular surgeon called Denton Cooley in America. He used to operate all the presidents, all the VIPs in the world, from Arab countries to developed countries everywhere. He was so popular, he used to visit India also once in a while. So maybe that affected, that's my feeling. So there is no reason I wanted to become. So I did, I got into general surgery, very competitive those days to get into post-graduation. So doing general surgery, finished surgery, I wanted to apply for cardiothoracic surgery. My professor of surgery called me, Gokhale, you see what is happening here, in cardiology there is not even basic tests available. We don't have even food to eat in this country. How people develop problems with the heart? Only those people who eat too much food, too much oil, or their money everywhere. Those are the guys who develop heart problems. India is not like that. Don't do. You have been such a bright student. Don't kill yourself. Do surgical cancer surgery. Do pediatric surgery. No, sir. I'm interested in cardiothoracic surgery. Okay, this is my advice to you because you are my favorite. Then the second unit chief called, and said, Gokhale, what do you want to become? Cardiothoracic. What you want to become cardiothoracic surgeon? Why you want to kill yourself? Don't do that. You see, there is no future for cardiothoracic surgery because there is not even a single place which is doing open heart surgery those days. There was the 85, just Alumni Institute started, CMC Vellore started a few cases. So there is no scope for it. Why do you want to kill yourself? Don't do that. You become other things. Same thing. Then third unit chief called, same thing. By the end of it, I got a doubt. Am I mad fellow? Why am I persisting? You see, my professors who are my well-wishers are telling me to do this. Why am I mad about doing cardiothoracic surgery? Then I met one Professor Naidamma. He's a pediatric surgeon who was an excellent surgeon, trained in Alumni Institute, PGI. These are all like IM, like in medical field, Alumni Institute, PGI, CMC, they're all of that standard. He did there. I went and spoke to him. And he said only one thing, Gokhale, see, don't worry what other people say. You never know what future has got. How can anyone look into the future? They can't talk about themselves. How can they talk about you? You do whatever you want. But remember only one thing. You want to be a cobbler, be the best. Stop. Nothing else. That's it. And that made up my mind. And after that, I went to CMC Vellore, and it was not an easy task. That the boss there was very tough. He used to come in the middle of the night and see through the window whether this fellow is taking care of the patients or talking to the nurses, or whether he is sleeping or awake. We had, those guys were very tough. But then I went through that process, and after that, I went to Australia, America, through a few things, and then learned a few things. I never looked back, and today, cardiac diseases is so rampant in this country. Unfortunately, many of us do not have time to even take rest on a weekend. That's a story. What I want to tell you is, I'm very happy that I have continued my passion, thanks to Professor Naidamma. So whatever we want to do in life, whether it is a small thing, big thing, attractive, unattractive, something attracts attention of public or not, just follow that course. And I think end of the day, that is what keeps us happy and stay alive. It is not the money. Every one of us will make enough money in life, and we can't eat money. We can only eat the same food, and we can't do more things. Sleep, eat, do the same things. Whether you have money or not, we'll all have enough money. That is what happened. And second thing I learned was, people used to say, you see, achieving things is not an ordinary man's task. You have to be either an influential person or a rich person to do things fast in life. Otherwise, a lot of times you end up doing only a donkey's job. You will not be able to reach the top. That is what people to say. But as I believe what in our past president said, dream, dream, dream. I used to dream about becoming better and better and achieving things in life. Not just for myself, that are useful to the world too. So one of those things is, when I finished my training in cardiac surgery at Vellore, I came back, joined in Apollo Hospital for about 2.5 months. I was there. And you were mentioning, one of you were mentioning Sita Ram Reddy gar. You were mentioning, sir, yeah. Sita Ram Reddy was a cardiac surgeon, and Dr. B.V. Ramarao, another cardiac surgeon from Australia, were there. I was there just for 2.5 months, and Dr. B.V. Ramarao came back from Australia. And my training in India was very incomplete. I'm a physician with a surgeon's degree. I have not done much surgeries. Surgery is putting, especially heart surgery, is putting patients' life at risk if you don't have enough experience. How do I get experience? I want to go abroad. Australia and UK, America, they train our people much better because we work much harder than most of their fellows. So I wanted to go abroad. Then I came to Apollo, joined there. One night, there was a child, about 8 years child, admitted for surgery with Dr. B.V. Ramarao. And I somehow was not convinced this patient is too risky for surgery. Why are we operating? So I woke him at about 11:30. I was on duty that day. Dr. Ramarao garu, tomorrow we are operating this patient. This child has got so high pressures in the lungs. Probably we shouldn't operate. I have this, that. And next day he came, he said, Dr. Gokhale, I have worked with many people. No one took the pain to call me in the middle of the night and discuss with me about the case. So I'm going to send you to Australia to get trained in heart and lung transplant. When you come back, there is no transplant in this area. We should do the first heart transplant in this area. That is what he said, you know. See, that is what I wanted to. I was very sincere. I was hoping, praying that I will get an opportunity, a break, because I do not have any connections. I do not have political connections, ordinary family. I can only work hard. And that working hard impressed another surgeon who took all the pain to send me to Australia. When I went to Australia, those days, you know, these days we see mobile phones. Those days, to get a telephone was so difficult. It used to take 6 months to get a BSNL phone. So when I went to Australia, there were mobile phones. So there were pagers. As I couldn't understand what is happening. Where have I come from? So it's almost like, in Telugu we call Bondito Swargam. That means you go to heaven alive. That sort of thing, you know, people were happy. There's the beautiful roads, electricity, no electricity cuts, great transport system, metros. They have mobile phones. They go for a holiday to Bondi Beach. After 5 o'clock, they are not working. I thought, what is this? I've been working from morning till night. Rest is something which we never heard. So suddenly I found it a different life. And then one day, what actually struck me was not all these. These are all comforts. It's okay. But one day, I was in a heart transplant area. There was a patient, an ordinary patient who got admitted for heart transplant. Heart transplant is when heart is damaged, we cannot repair, medicines are not working, we have to change the heart, bring someone else's heart and put it. And obviously not a live patient from a donor is someone who is brain dead. We bring that, okay? Because we all have only one heart, you know. Some of us might be walking without heart too. That is a different matter. But so what impressed me was, this is at 10 o'clock in the night, and this patient, I looked at, is he a very influential man or what? Whole system is getting up. The police are on the road, the separate flight is in the airport, and the senior surgeon is there. What is this? Happens only when a president or prime minister walks in, those days in our country. What is happening? He's an ordinary man. Then the whole police were there, and they took us to the airport, and there is a flight already with the engine on. They took us in the flight to a distance far away. Then there the police were there, took us in with a siren to the hospital, and there we took the heart, and then came back, the sirens, and if there were traffic on that, they were walking on the footpaths, whole red lights were turning green as they go, because they have such a communication system. No wastage of time, because once we remove the heart from a donor, it can only stay alive for 4 hours. So within that 4 hours, we have to put it in the recipient, stitch it back, give blood supply, then only the patient do well. So everything was flying, they were going on, it's like working in a James Bond movie to me. And when I looked back, I said, an ordinary man being cared like this, oh, what a country this is, getting a transplant. Can I ever do this procedure for an ordinary man for free in our country? That was the thought I had that day. I mean, it's far from reality, but then I thought, why can't we do that? So let's hope I can do it at some stage. That was the seed I had in 1993. That was 1993. It happened. Many of you, some of you probably are not born too. 93, I thought, can this be done in our country for a poor man who has a problem with health? Because I always felt health is something, you know, it's the same for the President of America, or it is for a beggar, or for a rickshaw puller. For the life is same. For the family, that person is equally important. But somehow we are not able to do that in this country. That is the dream I had. Can I go back, do a transplant for someone who is unknown, who cannot afford, for free in a government hospital? There are too many clauses in that. Then I came back in 96 to India from America. People asked me, why you got an opportunity in America, you want to go back? We always wanted to come back. For what, we don't know. Maybe our destiny. Maybe we never wanted to settle there. So we came back. And then I had to struggle for about 6-7 years to settle myself. Any new surgeon coming from abroad, no one would accept that easily. You have to prove your mettle. So it took me 6-7 years, and one day in 2003, I get a call from one hospital owner, Global Hospital Ravindranath, calling, Dr. Gokhale, we are starting a liver transplant program. You got trained in heart transplant, why don't you come? Wow, that is what I want to do. Okay, I'm coming. We went. In 2004, in January, and 2003, October, I joined. But then you see, when did I get trained? It's almost 10 years. The things have changed. I need to train my team, cardiologists, NS, everyone. So I spoke to a surgeon in America, and then we went there in January to New York. You know, January, February, New York is, last time I said heaven, there's nearly a hell. That winter, going from India, going from Hyderabad, I can take the heat, but not the cold. But anyway, we were there. In about 2 weeks' time, we could see 10 heart transplant those days. And we came back on February 1st to Hyderabad. I don't know how things move. When you want to do something in life for good, the whole world comes to you. It makes it happen. You don't have to have money, influence. February 2nd, a patient walks in. Dr. Gokhale, I'm from so-and-so village near Hyderabad. You operated one of the girls in my village who was very sick. She's doing very well. I went around all hospitals. They said that nothing can be done. I came to you. Please do something to me. He's a Mason. And then we admitted, did checkups. Second, then I found that he has got this damaged heart which cannot be repaired by any means. It has to be only changed. He's a Mason. His parents were very poor. He's poor. He's a daily wage worker. Where is the money for this? It requires a transplant. We are trained, ready to do the transplant. But now where is the money for this? Because it costs about 10 to 15 lakhs those days. Where is the money? Spoke to the MD, Ravindranath. He said, Dr. Gokhale, let's do this for free. Because this never happened. By that time, let me tell you, by that time, Alumni Institute has done in 1993 the first heart transplant in the country. Alumni Professor Venugopal. Success. That's how it started. After that, a few were, 2-3 were done by K.M. Cherian in Chennai, another master surgeon, and Balakrishna, Girinath, and then Jacob Josh Cherian. These people have done 1 or 2 cases. The total number was around 10 cases in the country. And to do a transplant, the Ravindranath said, yes, okay, it's good, we'll do the transplant because it helps me also in bringing a brand. But then it's a double-edged sword. There are a lot of surgeons in the Hyderabad who are much more experienced, very well known, huge experience. They have not done that. And the moment I do it, I know I'm either going to die or go up. One of those two, no middle path. I know it's almost like my heart was in my mouth. Basically, should we do this? Am I going to kill myself or do it? But then I said, okay, you have trained yourself, we have done our best, we want to do it. Looks like the whole nature is helping. And Ravindranath, who is a very difficult man with the finances, he said, we'll do for free. Let's do it. We thought so. February 4th, see the way things happen. 4th, when I was in a housewarming ceremony, then I got a call from Nizam's Institute of Medical Science. There is a donor for heart who is a brain dead young fellow. He looks like you have a recipient of 2 days back, you registered. Would you like to go ahead? Then should we jump? It has never been done there. We decided, yes, let's take the dive. The cardiologist, myself and Ravindranath, we did that. And the next day patient woke up. He did very well. See, when you want to do, there is no money. And even the hospital has supported him for 5 years with those things. But then my dream was not complete. I wanted to do it in a government hospital for free. Here, this is a private hospital. It has got its value. It gets the brand worth a few crores. And then, the hospital progress. But there is never had. Then in 2010, after this course, I established my trust called Sahridaya Trust because I realized I studied in government schools, government colleges, and I took everything from the society. And whatever I do, I get paid back. Even though medical field is a service, all that, I may think that I am worth 1,000 rupees. Someone may think it is 10,000 rupees. That's the only difference. But still, I am taking money. I am not doing for free. That is not service. So then I thought through the trust, I started doing some operations for free drugs. That was not satisfying. I wanted to do something in the college where I studied. In the college where my professors told me, don't do cardiac surgery, there is no future. I wanted to establish open heart surgery program. There is a college of almost 70 years. Then it's not easy for a private man to go and talk to the government. They won't listen. They won't trust you. Basically, how the government is. They trust only those people. They don't trust the private for obvious reasons. I don't say right or wrong. I won't comment on that. So I had to go around the government. I had to work harder than I worked for my both daughters' wedding. I would say that. Okay, I went around. Ultimately, I could convince them. I entered into a public-private partnership program. Some of the things I learned from management program. I will tell you at the end. Then I entered into a public-private partnership program that I established with my team, open heart surgery program there. And government doesn't spend any money. It gives only equipment. They signed, and then I went into that. Then I had 10 lakhs in my bank account for the trust, what me and my wife have contributed. We want to do it. But then I realized suddenly I need to spend about 5.5 lakhs a month to keep the unit floating. Because they say, I cannot do all the things. I have to keep trained surgeons, anesthetists, all those I can only supervise. Where is the money I can sustain for 2 months? But then I went around. Believe me again, when I said I want to work in government hospital, I went and spoke to a few people, philanthropists, and then pharmacy people, all those people. Money literally started flowing in. In the 5 years, I spent 6 crores on that. All that is a contribution by the people, which I never expected. You see, that is what happens. You want to do a good cause. And then I wanted to do a transplant there. Then we got a patient by name Yedu Kondalu. How many wonders as you go through that? Yedu Kondalu, patient came. That fellow was a driver, and then he has 3 children, cannot afford, heart is bad, requires change. Then I said, okay, looks like time has come for my dream to come true. So far we have come, we registered. Then in the 5th year, we got a donor from a NRI medical college, you call it Vijayawada in another city in Andhra Pradesh. We got a donor there and we went. To my surprise, do you know the donor's name is also Yedu Kondalu? Oh my God, I can't believe this. The recipient is Yedu Kondalu, donor name is Yedu Kondalu. We brought the heart and it fit him so perfect. It is now 10 years, he's doing very well, we are supporting him. That's how I could reach my dream of doing what I dreamt in 1992. It took 20 years for that to happen, but it happened. You have to keep dreaming. That's the most important, never give up dream. And another incident I will tell you is in the same Guntur hospital, when I had, don't give up. Any hurdle you get it, there is always a way to circumvent, provided we are keen to do that. Lot of times we want to do 100 things, we give up. But I tell you, I had another heart transplant recipient, one lady, poor lady from agricultural family, requires a heart. The heart is available in another college, which is say about 5 hours away from this place. There is no flight there. You have to come by road. If I bring by road, then the heart is dead. By the time I bring, I cannot. Both the recipient is also dead. The heart is useless. How to circumvent this? When I was in Australia, I mean, they could transport by separate flights. They could separate by helicopters. Why can't we do it now? Can we do it? Then I called a friend who has got a lot of connections. Harish Chandra, I want to do this transplant. I want to get it. I need a helicopter. He said, what? You ask a helicopter? Is it a toy helicopter or what? What did you think you are? You work in a government hospital. There is no money there. Where do you get a helicopter? I said, no. You got that Krishnapatnam port people are your friends. They have a couple of helicopters. Why don't you ask them? He didn't believe it will happen, but he called them. And the MD immediately gave his personal helicopter to transport a heart from that Nellore to Guntur to do a transplant. What I want to say is, nothing great, but persistence, perseverance, these open in the most difficult doors to happen. It's only up to us to make things happen. And another incident is in Hyderabad, when we were doing a transplant, the donor is at KIMS. It's like this airport and IM Calcutta. Both are at both ends. I think it took me 2.5 hours to come. So I was doing a transplant. We usually do in the middle of the night. And I thought, okay, by car, we usually have this police, only when the president comes or the heart is being transported, traffic police come on the road, keep away traffic. It's called a green channel. That is what they do in our country. So but even then, that night was peculiar because the cricket match was happening in the middle of the night in the ground, that between 11 and 2 o'clock, they said, we cannot do anything. There's nothing we can do. And the other side, the team, liver team wants to do it then and there itself. So what to do? What to do? How to get it? Because I can't get by car. And now in the middle of the night, arranging helicopter is also difficult, landing all those things. Then I thought, when you think of it, see, the nature gives you the answers. When you think of the problems. I said, we have a metro system that has come in Hyderabad. I said, metro walks on a separate track. Why can't you take the help of a metro? Has it ever happened? It never happened in the world any time metro being used for transporting a heart. I said, so what? Apollo, PC Reddy, very powerful man, established a huge empire of hospitals, very successful and a great example. I'm sure some of you would be reading about this example when you do your business course. And then we called his daughter. She said, let me try. The metro man is a friend of our family friend, but no one believed. But when they asked, metro man said, yes. With that time, we'll put a separate metro for you to transport a heart, cancel all the metros. And that's how, for the first time in the world, we could make use of a metro to do it. What I mean to say is, problem is there, solutions are there, we have to connect them. That is where we have to keep on working to make things happen, never give up. This life has taught me a lot of things to do that. And we have to keep learning, this is what happens. See, I've now been to the cardiac surgery for 35 years. The technology has come. The Darwin's theory, either you upgrade yourself or you die. But fortunately, my mind is open to learn things. Every 2 years, I keep going out to some of the best centers in the world. The first example, you want to be the cobbler, be the best. Go to the best place, learn. I keep going every 2 years throughout the America as well as Australia and UK. And keep visiting places, learn things, come back and practice. That's how I'm able to establish a transplant program and minimal access surgery. Minimal access surgery, without cutting this breastbone, we do from the side through a small incision. Patient recovers much faster. People initially said, no, you can't do heart surgery, you will kill the people. When someone is doing in the world, why can't I do it? When someone in the world, I can do it, provided I'm interested. If I can do something, anyone can do in the world, provided they are interested. That's the bottom line for any of us, whether it is a president of America, whether it is a professor, whether it is a common man. We want to do something, you need to do the groundwork. I read a book called Secret. Have you ever read a book called Secret? Yeah, that's a most wonderful book. I recommend that everyone, every human being has to read it. It says, ask what you want. Be ready to receive it. You have to do the groundwork. Whatever you want, you just can't say, I want moon to come here. Can't like that. If you want the moon, reach the moon, obviously you have to do something to reach moon. So do the groundwork. Be ready to receive. And don't think that when it comes, be ready to receive it. A lot of times, we think we don't deserve it. Some of the best things. All of us deserve best things in the life, best things in the world. Our family deserves, we deserve, our teachers deserve, all of us deserve. We are all same at the end of the day inside the core. So we have to keep learning. I keep learning. That is what keeps me floating. Even today, I get my patients because they come to me for separate thing. I can't compete with the younger generation. They can run faster. They can go to 100 places. They can talk to 1,000 doctors. That's how the referral practice comes. The networking comes. But here, you keep learning. There is a different way. This is how we do it. And now the question comes, why did I join IMC Calcutta? Of these things. I tell you, see, I've been groomed only in a medical field. From 76 onwards, MBBS, MS, all those things, I find I have become good in one area, but very bad in many of the areas. Especially management principles. When I work, I have to have a team. Cardiac surgery is a team. I cannot. When I say I have done this, remember it's not I, it is we. When we say expression, we say that. I have a few surgeons, I have a anesthetists, I have physician assistants, I have the nurses. Anyone can kill the patient. But to keep them alive, I need all of them to be on their toes. So that's how the team is. So when I been going through this, managing people was very difficult. Human resources, because all these highly skilled people especially, I'm sure most of you know that, see, the different cadres you can manage, but highly skilled in their own area, to keep under one umbrella is so difficult. And my finances was bad, knowledge of the finances was bad, except that I make some money, keep it in the bank, that's bad. We all know that that's bad. That is what most doctors do. And then, say, I wanted to learn about other things, how the other systems work. Like, see, how the Toyota could be so successful. We read about it in management course. How people can be successful in different ways. I find that we have been artificially groomed into one area. I'm lost contact with the public. I need to know how people think. Because sometimes I go into someone else's theater, neurosurgery theater, into that. Suddenly I find an instrument for which I've been looking for last 5 years. I don't walk in. Everyone is in their own cocoon. That's how we are all grooming today. So I wanted to learn a little more. I did not want to do health management. Again, when I want to learn, the first principle, you want to be the best, work with the best people. Looked around. I found IMC Calcutta is the best. That's how I enrolled myself into the senior management program. And have I become a manager? Have I become a CEO, COO? That's never my intention to become a CEO. That is never my cup of tea. That's not my passion. My passion is to work with the people, to help them do surgeries, train a few people and work on these, develop new areas, contribute to the profession and contribute to the society in the way I want. I want to have the freedom. I want to be a free bird, not tied to anything. I don't want any boss breathing over my neck. Today I am like that. Either I work or I don't work, do what I want. So I wanted to learn those things. That is how I learned IIM Calcutta. I am immensely thankful to the faculty for what they taught. And for everything you can't pinpoint, these are things. For example, I'll tell you branding, marketing. These are the things, you know, it may sound bad when a doctor says these things. But believe me, in any profession you want to come up, you have to do these things either visibly or subtly you have to do it. Otherwise, who would know that what I'm doing, minimal access surgery, I can't put it in the newspaper, I can't put an ad like this, we have the best equipment, we can't do that. We have to do networking, all these things, you know. And some of the things I learned was when you want to sell ourselves, this basically is selling ourselves, and you can't sell it like I have the best product like that. It has to be ethical background. You need to be helping the people. Our passion should mix with the needs of the public. That is where my passion, developing, becoming a good cardiac surgeon, doing a transplant program, minimal access surgeon, they need to percolate to the world to help the people. This is where it has helped me to do ethically, to present, identify myself. Today I have a distinction. If you take a few people in the country, there are few people who do minimal access surgery or transplants. I have my own distinction. People come looking for me because IIM taught me if you want to become red and blue, that is what we used to read those days. I can't point those things, there used to be a table, red and blue. But one of the points is, you need to have something different for people to choose you. You can't sell the same product. You start from here, go on a road which you love. At the end of that, for example, there is a X. It is a X, there is a Y. Town is there. You go on that road, you will reach only Y. And you want to reach a different location, you have to change the route. Same route will reach to the aim. So that is what happened. That is what it taught me. Today I have chosen a different path. We have to work hard and we have to get out of our circle of comfort. Lot of pain comes with it, but the end of the day, when we sit back, life comes only once. Do you all ever realize that life is only about 25,000 days? You would never look at days. We say 75 years into 365, approximately 25,000 days. And half of the, and let us say first 5,000, 6,000 days, we don't know what we are doing. What we are, we don't know. And remaining half of the time we are sleeping, or eating, or preparing something, chit-chatting. Very little time is left in life to do something, you know. I always believe that a life is worth. We have come to this world, such a beautiful world. We have been given such an opportunity to make ourselves grow, take care of our family and contribute to the society. If the world is same as when we came in, when we are leaving, then our life is not worth it. So I think we all have to work hard, not just for us at some stage. You remember those Maslow's hierarchy? You remember? Can someone say that? What are those? Self. But let us start at the bottom. Physiological, basic physiological needs. Next is safety and security. Then I think we need a professor to complete those. That is the, no, I don't know, is that guy, there are a lot of modifications have come. In a nutshell, I tell you, that is life. That is I'm going through. I love it every time I do that. My God, this guy, how he told these things. Because end of the day, when we look back that we have done something in this world, contribute to the profession, contribute to the world, I think that is what we remember. I don't remember what I ate for lunch. I know lunch was very nice here. I don't remember. Yesterday I was attending a dinner, a multi-crore dinner. I ate a lot of things. Actually, my tummy ache also has come. All that, I don't remember. Now, I want to close this with one advice of all this, See, remember, we all want to do something. We all want to lead a life of value to this world. But remember, take care of your health. To do all this, we have to be healthy. No amount of money can build. You need to spend some time every day, at least 5 days a week, to take care of yourself. The principle for success are very few. The principle for health are very few. I will tell you the first and last. Whatever you do, we have to die at some stage. Something or other has to come. But still, we have to try to stay healthy. Eat less than whatever tummy can take. Keep a little space in the tummy. Quantity of food is as important as quality of food. And regarding quality of food, vegetarian food, fruits, they are very good. Non-vegetarian, you love them, eat that, but reduce. In case you like animal food, animal like mutton, etc., cut down to less extent if possible. I won't tell you, I am never the type to stop eating this, stop eating that, cut down sweets, etc., because if you stop taking what you love, life is not worth it, right? So you take, but reduce it. Do some physical exercise. And as I told you, helping others has been shown scientifically can help just like exercise or as meditation. When we are going on the street, red traffic light, some beggar is there, torn sari, can't see, can't even walk. We give 5 rupees to 1 rupee, we give to them. We feel so happy. Do you know that? We feel happy. It is not that we have changed the life. We have helped a fellow human being. That produce what are called endorphins in the brain. The same endorphins are produced when you do a half an hour treadmill, half an hour gym, or you do a swimming, or you do a half an hour of meditation. The same hormones are produced. They reduce the blood pressure, they reduce the cholesterol, they reduce the heart rate, they make us live longer. So while taking care of things like watching our food, doing exercise, avoid smoking, alcohol, frequent checkups, helping others is equally important. That is our social responsibility. That's why I feel our education system is lacking. In our educational system, from class 1, they should teach us some management principles, some social responsibility. They have to tell that. You see, we are responsible to the society. Our house is clean, the road is dirty. Who is responsible? Not the government, it is we. And taking care of health, these are some of things that should be taught to every child, so that when they grow up, it is there in the genes, then only the world will change. Adults, we change a little bit, but it's only the children who are the future who have to change. Please do your part. I thank again all the faculty and the organizing committee for choosing me to be here, for your patient hearing, and I love this day because I'm back to this place of I am Calcutta. The first thing I did was take a photo in front of our this place. That is where when I came with my SMP 5 batch, we had a photo, we still have that. And good luck, all the very best to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Gokhale. Your words will remain with us for a very long time now. So very briefly, we can take a few questions. If from the audience you have any questions for Dr. Gokhale, we can take a few questions. Can someone please hand over the mic there?
Can I say something? Can I say something before you ask question? Please ask only those which I can answer.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone, my name is Khushbu and I have traveled from Gurgaon. I wanted to ask, what is the secret of a good heart? You mentioned about the book Secret, you mentioned about how to take care of heart, but having a good heart which is physically as well as emotionally strong, because sometimes we see in our days we are busy, we are working with corporates, sometimes we see things happen which, makes your heart skip a beat. So what is the secret for a good heart in a such stressful environment if we are living in it? Thank you.
See, again, we have a classification of things. So do what we can do in life, where we can change things totally. There are things where you can change partly. There are things which we cannot change. As simple as that. When it becomes too stressful, I always tell people, that means that is not the job for us. That's not the job for us. If it becomes too stressful. You have to manage stress. The only way is having good friends, and then take some time for physical exercise, and understand that many of those things help us grow. Actually, who are the people who help us grow? Not those who say that, wow, you are doing a wonderful work. Not those people. Our critics are the ones who helped us. Every time some obstacle has come, it has helped me grow. But then a lot of stress. Some people can take it, some people can't take it. That is the difference person to person. You have to find your own way. There's a meditation, there's a physical activity. Then talk to the people, learn from people, try to cope up. If not, quit it. But as long as you have a passion in some area, whatever comes in that area, then you will be able to cope up.
Doctor, I am Atul Moghe from EPBM 17 batch and from your city of Hyderabad. So my question is, and you mentioned about cardiothoracic surgery and the history which most of the people thought about that it's not a branch which you should pursue for. But COVID has taught us that lung transplant is also equally important. So I just want to understand that majority of the cities or majority of the hospitals are equipped for heart transplant. So what is your view that why we are lacking in lung transplant?
It's a very good question. You see, I have done heart transplants, lung transplants, and heart-lung transplants. The one transplant which has got the worst prognosis is lung transplant. Heart is hidden, kidney is hidden from the bacteria outside, whereas the lungs, the moment you breathe, they go inside and produce. The problem with the transplantation, there are two things. One is you are keeping someone else's organ in our body, then the body tries to kill it, thinking it is like a bacterium or a virus, it is a foreign body. Then we have to give drugs called immunosuppression to stop it. And the drugs become a little more, we don't know, there is no perfect way yet to establish which is the correct dose for each individual. The dose becomes more, the resistance comes down, they develop infection. This is a big problem of the lung. It is a spongy tissue. The moment it develops a rejection, it gets filled with water. The long-term results are not very good. Perioperative care is very important, and very few hospitals are equipped to do that because they don't make money on that, they lose it. But yes, there are a few hospitals that have come up now. We have 2-3 hospitals in Hyderabad, very few are there. And then we are going through a learning curve. Everything we have to go through a learning curve, until you are a different person when you do 100 procedures of the same compared to when you have done 10 or 1. So we are all going through that critical mass we are yet to reach. So a lot of difficulties. Today, for example, people have the interest. One of my colleagues went to Canada, where they do the world's largest number of lung transplants, got trained for a year, and come back. She's a big boon for us. So slowly we are picking up. But I think another 5-10 years from now, you will see a lot of centers doing that. Everything takes time. Money.
Hi, Doctor, good afternoon. This is Mahesh Gera. First of all, a really very engaging conversation, very engaging talk. Really appreciate the Institute for having chosen you for this day. It was really amazing to listen to the story, and we'll definitely carry something very beautiful today. I have a question which may be out of syllabus, like most of our courses sometimes. So I wanted to know, there is this CDC score which is being taken, calcium deposit, to evaluate whether you have a threat to your heart or no. I ended up doing one, so I thought maybe I'll leverage this forum, because most of the friends, when I asked them, they were not even aware that there is something like this, or should we do it, not do it. So I got tempted to ask you this, because you are an expert, not necessarily, but from the same field at least, you may be able to guide us, and it may benefit some of us in the forum. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is a very high-end question, but that's okay for me. Now, see, we do a calcium scoring because heart attacks are the commonest heart problems we face. Okay, and this is the area where prevention can help a lot of extent. There are other diseases like valve problems, congenital defects. These are the areas where we cannot really do a lot to prevent it. Congenital by consanguineous marriage we avoid, but otherwise not much. But heart attacks is one area where if you detect early, treat early, people can lead near normal life. Otherwise, in our country today, a lot of people age of 35 to 50 years are developing heart attacks, especially as what she said, too much stress, they cannot take it, it burns the heart, the pressure goes up, cholesterol goes up, and suddenly one of those deposits rupture within the blood vessel, clot forms, major heart attack, either they die, heart becomes weak, they end up in transplant, or they die early. These are the things that is happening. Actually, it's a tragedy. That is why the government is also working on non-communicable disease prevention. Now, how to detect them early? This is the million-dollar question, you know. What we know today in medicine is like a drop in ocean. We have a long way to go. But what little we know, we try to share. For example, we identified some risk factors like diabetes, hypertension, smoking, high cholesterol level, obesity, family history, parents had before the age of 60 years, attack. These are the sum of things we know. If someone has them in their family or in them, they need to get the test done yearly. What the common test we do is called treadmill test and echo, apart from ECG. Echo is something we do in ultrasound, see how heart is working. Whenever someone has a heart attack, heart doesn't work normally. And treadmill is something which we make people walk on a belt that is increasing in speed. When you walk more, the heart rate goes up naturally. When the heart rate goes up, the narrowed blood vessel cannot give as much blood supply as it needs. At rest it gives, but when it requires more, it cannot cope up with that more. That is when we see the ECG changes. Again, these tests reliability is only about 50%. I am aware of a person who had a treadmill normal, died of heart attack in the evening. So how do we increase the sensitivity of these tests? So the one more test that has come is the CT calcium scoring. CT coronary angio, CT calcium scoring. What it tells is, blood vessels should not have calcium. But for various reasons, which we do not know yet, in some of these patients, diabetics, non-diabetics, calcium starts getting deposited in the blood vessels. Everywhere it's okay, but somewhere in the heart where the vessels are only 2 millimeters in size, a deposit inside can compromise the lumen. So we want to detect yearly. That is the calcium scoring we do. Normally it should not be there. If it is less than 10, it is low risk. If it is more than 100, it is more risk. That is when we have to do the final test called angiogram test. We do that test. So we choose people. We don't do. We see, with a billion-plus population, how can we ever do tests for everyone? They cannot afford. None of the labs, hospitals can ever cope up. What happened during COVID season? Even countries like America, Britain, Europe, they struggled giving beds to the people. People were on the floor. They were dying like flies on the roads. Similarly, we cannot. So that's why we identify people who require these tests. Someone who has those risk factors, family history, and then under a lot of stress, or someone who is more than 30 years of age, we tell them you go through this test. Then we find something abnormal, or they have a strong family history, we think this guy is likely to have, then you go through the calcium scoring. Then you go through the CT coronary angio. Then you go through the angiogram. We do that because otherwise we cannot do these tests everyone. So if it is 0 is normal, more than 10, you have to take some medications, more than 100, someone need to undergo further tests to see if there is some other serious block that we are missing.
With that, we'll close the question answer session for now. If you have more questions, maybe later on outside, if you can meet Dr. Gokhale, we can, you continue over there. May I now request our Dean Academic Programs, Professor Chakravarti, to propose the vote of thanks.
What an incredible afternoon this has been, our inaugural Executive Education Alumni Meet. I stand here with immense gratitude, a deep sense of pride, and if I am a little bit honest, also a tiny bit of stage fright. After all, attending a room brimming with accomplished leaders, brilliant innovators, and a world-renowned cardiothoracic surgeon. Well, that's enough to make anyone's heartbeat just a little faster. Let us begin by expressing our deepest gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. Alla Krishna Gokhale. Your presence here is both a privilege and a masterclass in what it means to push boundaries. As a pioneering cardiothoracic surgeon, you have performed extraordinary feats in medicine, and as an alumnus of our SMP long duration program, you have shown us that the pursuit of excellence never truly stops. You have achieved what most of us can only dream of, saving lives by day and acing executive education by night. Frankly, we are still debating if there is a superhero cape hidden under that suit. Your story of the free transplant or starting open surgery at Guntur are testimonies on how professional growth and personal impact may go hand in hand. We are honored to have you inspire us today. Incidentally, we do have programs for bureaucrats, and Professor Rajesh Babu might do one soon for the policemen. So even if you had chosen those careers, you would have been one of us. To our cherished alumni, you are the soul of this event. It is your stories and your continued affection for this institution that brought us all together this afternoon. Whether you are heading multinational teams, steering complex projects, or not really wanting to attend that Monday morning meeting, you carried the spirit of some I Am Calcutta with you. Thank you for taking time out of your packed schedule to join us. We know how precious your time is. The fact that you have chosen to spend it reconnecting with your peers and this institution speaks volumes about your commitment to lifelong learning and the community. You didn't take rest this weekend, as Dr. Gokhale initially suggested, but there might be some good blood circulation happening over these 2 days. Now, a special shout out to the incredible team at the Executive Education Office. If pulling off a flawless event were an art form, you'd be the maestros. From planning every detail to making sure that every guest felt welcome, we just saw, how our staff were thrilled to see our alumni at the registration desks. You have gone above and beyond. We imagine that you must have been working with military-like precision behind the scenes, and yet you have made it look all effortless and kept the dean and the ExEd committee completely stress-free, a task in itself. Also, a big thank you to our team of executive education wizards, Emeritus, A-Square Academia, Emerticus, Talent Spring, Times Pro, and Vicinow. You have not just partnered with us for this event, but together, you have co-created a launch pad for business brilliance, as Professor Babu and Professor Mehta mentioned. You have co-created transformative programs each time with us. As we wrap up, let us leave you, our alumni, with this thought. Our classes may have been the starting point for your transformative journey, but it is your collective success that has elevated this institution. You remind us that our work is meaningful, and for that, we are forever grateful. So thank you for the memories, the camaraderie, and the inspiration that you bring with you. Let's get ready for an action-packed 2 days ahead, from insightful sessions to reconnecting with old friends and making new ones. This event is your chance to relive the magic of learning, minus the late night assignments, of course. Let's have a wonderful Alumni Connect event. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chakravarti. So we'll have a short break now. There'll be refreshments outside, and we will collect back here sharp at 4 p.m. again for the first panel discussion. Yeah, so you can roam around the campus also, the lawn. So we have some stalls over there. Please be around and come back by 4 p.m. We'll have a group photo here.